Charlie Kirk recently tweeted out a far right-wing propaganda video that explicitly makes fun of Bernie Sanders supporters. Take a look at all of the presuppositions made in this video.
My name is Greed, and I am going to draw my life. I put off the greatest scam in history, and I'm here to gloat. My parents were sloth and entitlement. They fought all the time. My dad always did the minimum, and my mom always expected more. But they were both grifters, who instilled in me a deep desire for the unearned. I wanted what other people had. I just didn't want to work for it. As I grew up, this became harder and harder to pull off. People said I was a lazy son of a bitch. Exactly what you'd expect with parents like sloth and entitlement. But then I met some friends who gave me an idea: envy and victimhood. Envy said I needed a scapegoat, an easy mark. We found her. Her name was money. Or rather, anyone who was successful or who made money. Lots of money. Businessmen. Bullseye. Then victimhood had a revelation that changed everything. She said, if you want to be greedy, you've got to use the needy. I started to try it out, and it worked. I started small, a handout here, a handout there. But then I asked, where's the real power, the really big money? Government. So, with the help of politicians, we started to scale the operation big time. We co-opted whole industries, corrupted entire generations to our way of thinking. No need to earn. All you need is need. Need education? You're entitled. Need a job? You're entitled. Need money? You're entitled. No need to earn it. We'll take it from the rich, the productive, and we'll call them the greedy ones.
That's how Charlie Kirk thinks about you. That's how Turning Point USA thinks about you. That's how conservatives think about Bernie Sanders supporters, the ones that are too far gone. You're the socialist. You're the scary socialist, and you're lazy and you just want to get money for free. Wow, let me break down every single presupposition made here because there are many. Understand this before I start though. That person Greed was their attempt at attacking you, but instead of actually attacking you, they made this third person and they attacked that third person, but that person definitely represents your values. The values that this Greed person has are the same values as yours apparently. So let's talk about the presuppositions made about Bernie Sanders supporters. Apparently, we have lazy, entitled parents that drink beer and watch TV all day. The dad made the minimum and the mom expected more. I don't understand like where you're coming up with these random statements, but you're just being a jerk. There's nothing to it whatsoever. Oh, we're entitled because we grew up that way. Jeez. We want what other people have, which is slightly true in the sense that we want, things to be a right to all citizens, like education and healthcare. And so some people have healthcare and some people don't. And the people that don't have healthcare, the people who don't have an education, we believe do deserve an education and healthcare. Very good. In that sense, you're right. We want free lunches, which is an attack on our apparent misunderstanding or ignorant understanding of basic economics. Apparently, we're homeless. So that whole thing about, free ride or whatever, that was obviously an attack on us in the sense that they were calling us homeless. Apparently, we're lazy sons of bitches. So now you're just throwing names at us, okay? We want to take from those that are successful. Because apparently, the 99% are not successful. Only the top 1% are successful. If you want to go even further, only the 0.1% are successful. Jeez, man, like, what's wrong with you? That's so screwed up, man. They're making so much money right now. Insane amounts of money, and we have people that are dying in the streets because they can't get food or water or shelter. Wow, okay. It goes further, guys. Apparently, we use politicians to scale up our operations. And we use victimhood to do it. Now, there were two things that were pretty blatant in this video, in the sense that the security guards, that was their like conspiratorial thing, that we were pushing that politician, we were forcing that politician into a socialist agenda. Like, this is our scheme, this is our conspiracy, that we're controlling the politicians. I mean, shouldn't that be what representative democracy is? That we should be telling politicians what to do? That's kind of how it works. If you don't agree with that, then I guess you don't agree with democracy, okay. And the other thing is victimhood. Was a woman. Now, this could have been just a mishap or whatever, but that seems a little intentional. The victimhood was a woman. Wow, okay, I see what you're doing there. And then we take from the rich, this is what we take from the rich, three things: education, jobs, and money. They literally said, want an education? You're entitled. Want a job? You're entitled. Want money? You're entitled. You're just going to take those things from the rich. How do you take an education from the rich? How do you take jobs from the rich? If they're rich, they probably got there because of a job, because of being a CEO or whatever. How do we take education from them? That doesn't even make any sense. Do I go into their brain and I suck it out? Is that how it works? I'm confused. Please elaborate. I'm really confused about that one. But yeah, I actually do believe that we are entitled to education, jobs, and money. I do believe in universal basic income. You know where they first tried that? Alaska. You know, the red state. They made a decent argument. They said, who better to know what to do with money than you? And to an extent, that's a really good argument. You can combine that with social programs and you get a really robust government program. But just education and jobs, like, those should be guaranteed. We have crumbling infrastructure. We can guarantee everyone jobs for like a decade at least to improve our infrastructure. Isn't that what Trump advocated for? I'm pretty sure that's what he advocated for on the campaign trail. Has he followed through with that? No. But does Bernie Sanders want that? Yes. And he called Donald Trump out on that. So, and then education. What, you think like, oh, you can't afford an education? Pfft, it's too bad. Sucks. Sucks to suck. You know, you can't get an education, so then you can't get a job, so then your kids can't get an education, so your kids can't get a job. Sucks to suck. I'm going to enjoy my rich life. Wow. Okay. That's what they think about us, guys. That's how they think about us. And then understand, I cut off the video short. I only played a section of that video. The reason is because they gave an advertisement of some far right-wing propagandist, and I didn't want to give that person a platform. However, there are two more assumptions that were made in the end of this video. Apparently, social justice is bad. So either you have social justice or you have social injustice. Apparently, conservatives are advocating for social injustice. You're pretty clear about it now. At least you're clear about it. And then the last one. This one really threw me in for a loop. Income inequality doesn't exist. What the heck does that even mean? Income inequality doesn't exist. So we all have the same incomes. That's what it means. That's what they said. Income inequality doesn't exist. That was the presupposition made, because they were saying like how Bernie Sanders supporters always talk about how there's this thing called income inequality. No, there's not. What? Like, I can understand, like, conservatives, they're trying to skew the agenda. They say, no, income inequality is not as bad as you think, or poor people are not as poor as you think, or whatever bull crap they want to spew at us, right? But when you start saying things like, income inequality doesn't exist, So we all have the same wages? I'm confused. That doesn't add up. 2 plus 2 doesn't equal 4 anymore, guys. That one threw me off a lot. That's how they think about us, guys. Overall, that were the many presuppositions made. If I missed one, comment below.